Hey guys, as I told you before, I attend the AtCoder beginner contest 194. Today is not a lucky day for me. I made many mistakes in the contest and I submitted several wrong answers. So this contest is not totally good for me. My rating will be decreased very soon. Let's jump into the problem. So the first problem is ice cream. I am not reading the blah blah blah. You should read it and you must be understand it. So suppose you have two variables A and V. This is the value of solid non-fat, okay, and this is the value of fat, right? In this question, at first you have given two integers and the integers is A and B. So as I told you before, A is milk solid not fat and the B is milk fat. So if we combine them, A and B, we can found the solid fat, right? And A is the variable without fat and B is the variable with fat. So after that we have several conditions here. I will explain that. If the value of solid fat is greater than suppose the solid fat is A plus B, right? If the solid fat is greater than or equal 50 and the fat, that is means V, is greater than or equal 8, then it is the under of category 1. Okay, the question said that an ice cream type produced with at least 50% milk solid and at least 8% milk fat is called an ice cream, and this is the category of 1, right? After that, an ice cream type produced with at least 10% milk solid, that means A plus B is must be greater than or equal 10 and 3% milk fat. 3% milk fat means P is obviously greater than 3, right? Then it is the under of category 2, okay? And then an ice cream type produced with at least 3% milk solids that is not an ice cream or an ice milk is called lacto ice. That means if we have the value A plus B is greater than or equal 3 and there is no condition about the milk fat, that means there is no condition about the B, okay, then it is obviously the category of 3. And at last, an ice cream type produced is not an ice cream and ice milk and lacto ice cream is called flavor ice. This is the category of 4. That means if the value of A equal 0 or the value B equal 0, then it will be the category of 4. Why I say that? Suppose A is 0 and B is something like that 4. Solid not fat is equal 0, right? So if the value of the solid not fat is 0, we cannot find the fat solid, right? And that is the under of the category 4 because there is no type, okay? Similarly, if the value A is 4 and the V is 0, obviously the milk fat is 0. If the milk fat is 0, we cannot find the solid fat, right? And that is the category of 4 because there is no solid fat or milk fat, right? Okay, so that is the question and I hope you guys understand. Now I am showing my submission. So at first here I scan two integers, the A and B, milk solid fat, to combine them and store them into the K. As usually I explained previous and I put the condition here so you guys understand very easily. Let's jump into the second problem. The name of the second problem is job assignment. So I am not reading the problem. You guys have to read it, right? So let's jump into explanation. Suppose you have a company and the company have n employees, right? And the employee is serialized by 1 to n. Okay. Suppose the value of n is 3. Okay. So you have two problems, A and B. Now, suppose the first employee solve the first problem in 7 minutes and solve the second problem in 5 minutes. Okay. Suppose the second employee solve the problem in 4 minutes and suppose the first problem in 4 minutes and solve the second problem in 4 minutes, and the third employee solve the third problem 7 minutes and the second problem solve the second problem in 9 minutes. Now if we combine them, the value of is this is 12 minutes, right? That it means if you give the first employee to solve two problems, then it will take 12 minutes, right? As like here it will take 8 minutes and it will take 60 minutes. So what is the minimum? 8, right? Now if you give the second employee to solve the problem, it will take 8 minutes only, right? Now here is a fact: if you give the second problem to the first employee and the first problem to the second employee, then here what will happen? The first employee solve the problem in 5 minutes, right? And the second problem will solve simultaneously, right? Because the second problem is solved another employee and the first problem is solved another employee. They both are different, right? And they start the work at the same time, so they both work simultaneously. That is why it will take total 5 minutes, right? Because 4 is less than 5. What is the minimum time to solve the both problems? 5, right? So this is the question. I hope you understand it. Now I explain another sample. Okay. The first employee solved the first problem 7 minutes in 7 minutes, and the first employee solved the second problem in 9 minutes. Now the second employee solved the first problem in 3 minutes, and second employee solved the second problem in 2 minutes, and third employee solved the first problem in 8 minutes and solve the second problem in 7 minutes, right? So what is the sum of two? Sum of this 16 minutes. What is the sum of these two? 5 minutes. And what is the sum of these two? Obviously 15 minutes. So what is the minimum time? Obviously 5 minutes, right? So now here you can see there is no number is less than 5, right? 5 is the smallest number. In this case, you have to put the second employee both problem A and B, and now it will take only 5 minutes, right? And there is no numbers who is less than 5 minutes, who is less than 5, so the minimum number is 5 minutes. So I am showing my codes that will help you a lot. So here at first I take an integer which is the number of employee, right? And now suppose the number of employees is 3, then I take two arrays. The first array contains the solving time of problem A, and the second array contains solving time of problem B, right? After that I ran a for loop and I scan the both problems submission time, and I find the minimum number of submission one person can do, right? What does that mean? That means I have one employee who solved the first problem in 3 minutes and second problem in 2 minutes. I add them and this is 5. Second 7 minutes and plus 8 minutes, this is 15 minutes, right? And third 8 minutes plus 9 minutes, that is 17 minutes. Okay, with this function I find the minimum. What is the minimum? The minimum is 5 minutes, right? Okay, after that I run a nested for loop. Obviously I find this value before, right? I add this two value before here, right? So no need to find another value, and then no need to find this again. So that is why I ignore the same indexes. That is why I give this condition. Okay, now I take these two index, right? Because if I is 0, then obviously this is the 0, because this condition ARR I, that means ARR is the first array and I means 0, that means this index, right? And then now the value j is 1, right? And the value j is 1 means the this array, because this AR array, this is the AR array and this is the value index of 1, right? And now I take these two, and here I find the maximum value. Okay, the maximum value is 8, and I contain them in the mn1 variables. After that, and here I took the AR0, AR0, that means this index, right? AR0 is this index, and then here the ARJ value is obviously 1, because there is no possibility to come the value 0, because I is 0. So I compare these two, right? Because ARRJ, that means 1, here is come, and I compare two value and I find the maximum value 7, right? What is the minimum value of mn1 and mn2? Obviously 7, right? Because this is the minimum value of all four indexes, right? 7. So here comes 7. And what is the value of mn? We store the mn. What is the value of mn? 5, right? We store it in the first loop. Okay, so what is the minimum value of 5 and 7? Obviously it's 5, so the answer is 5. I hope you guys understand it. The contest is totally disaster. So see you in the next contest. Till then, take care. Bye bye.